And now, a thought from man. Today's subject, the new Alvinnn and the Chipmunks. I have to say, the new Alvin and the Chipmunks series is pretty good. I wasn't very excited about it. I was a little, but when I started seeing some episodes, I thought, yeah, this is nice, this is good, this is a good show. The main thing that helps make this show more distinguished from the original TV series is it has original songs. Instead of just being covers but done in a chipmunk voice, it's actually original songs. And that works better to its advantage. In fact, it's a lot better than the movies. I mean, with original songs, now it's like, this doesn't sound like I'm just hearing the chipmunk version of a song that already exists. This is how it's supposed to sound all the time. And some of them are good enough to say, yeah, I might want to get that on my iPod or iPhone, either one. Alvin and his brothers Simon and Theodore, I mean, they're not very different than what you've already seen. They're just about the way you remember them. Alvin being the too cool for school guy, always getting into trouble. Simon being the nerd, the smart guy, and Theodore just being the kind of lovable dork, I guess. But they did do better with the Chipettes, because now they're actually more distinguishable from the Chipmunks. Brittany still being a bit more a fashionista or obsessed with pink or a bit more the girly type, but not always being the I'm too cool for this and that. They have at least one episode where she tries to act like she's better than one of her sisters just because she wants to have a good reputation. But it's more for she learns a lesson by the end, so it works in that sense. Brittany's more opposite Alvin. She doesn't act that much like Alvin, so that's nice. That works a lot better than just seeing Alvin going against Alvin, but in girl form. They still have their basic rivalries here and there, but it's usually not in the sense of boy versus girl. It's usually just a kind of clash of the egos sense. Jeanette is more of a ditz. She doesn't seem as smart as Simon, but that's not to say she's stupid. She's more in the clouds in a sense. She acts more like the odd man out in a sense that she's just so different from her sisters that her sisters, they're not dismissive of her, but they're just like, something's just a little off about you. Eleanor seems more like the motherly type. She seems more like a leader this time around. Whenever her sisters, or mainly Brittany, gets out of place and does something that's wrong, Eleanor's more the one to scold her. Hell, sometimes she even scolds the Chipmunks when they do something stupid. She's a lot more responsible this time around, and I think that works better. You need someone to be the more rounded person out of all 6 characters, and for the boys, that's Simon. For the girls, now that's Eleanor. So this time the characters are a lot better than from the old 80s series. Dave is Dave. They didn't do nothing to change him. He's still your typical guy, nice guy, raising kids. I don't really have any gripes with it. It's a good show. It does better than the movies, especially in the sense of original songs and the fact that it's animated and not live action. Thank goodness for that. The major differences, like I said, are the characters, and the animation is now done in 3D, which is fine. It's also the same company that animates Sonic Boom, and it looks fine, it looks nice. Another difference is this time around, the Chipmunks and the Chipettes are the size of Chipmunks and Chipettes. That's one thing it actually retained from the movies. Instead of in the old series where they were the size of actual kids, now they're the actual size of chipmunks. And that's just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It still works in a sense. Like, they'll have certain parts in the house where it's chipmunk size, and it just works fine enough. All in all, this is a great series. It's better that it's a TV series than it is a movie series. And also another thing is they're not that famous. People know who they are, they're aware of them, but they don't treat them like they're big pop stars. They're treated like everyday kids. It's one episode where Simon even gets bullied. If anything, I do have one small gripe, is that sometimes the show can feel a little rushed when it gets to the end of the episode. Like, sometimes a moral lesson is to be learned, but they kind of brush through it a little too fast. But that's only in like 1 or 2 episodes. All in all, this is a great series. But that's just a thought.